This is Paul. Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting to be able to move from Clallam County. Just wanting to be able to take my sons with me. Now I know there are those that said I don't have a job. But when you've been victimized for over 6 years, when you issued a protection order without any due process rights, when you violated my civil rights on July 8th of 2011, I am guaranteed victim resources. Now, for every pain in the ass bitch that thought she could do whatever the fuck she wants, when you violated the law in 2011, it guaranteed me all the necessary resources to move. I don't have to have a job, you dumb ass. I'm guaranteed the victim's resources of a victim that was deprived of his constitutional fucking rights. You know, there's some real bitches in government that thought that they're the ones that decide, and I can't take my sons out of this county because I don't have a job. Well, listen, you're fucking stupid. You violated my rights on July 8th of 2011. You issued a temporary protection order, whereas the respondent, my rights to due process were not enforced. Now, for 6 years, you've been fucking up everything. So whomever the bitch is that thinks that I have to have a job to be able to move from this fucking state, you better realize that as the victim, I'm guaranteed all the victim's resources I need to move with my sons. Now, the state of Washington could play some sort of game that they're not going to pay me, but I guarantee you this: if I don't have a fucking check in my hand the day that I get my sons, I'll sue this fucking state for so much money. Now, you're a bunch of fucking idiots. I don't have to have a job to have constitutional rights. I was born in the United States of America. The Violence Against Women's Act has two requirements. Number one, you had to have jurisdiction, and you didn't have jurisdiction because I was on Guam. Number two is you have to protect the rights of the respondent. So the fucks that think that I have to have a job to be able to move from this county better think again, because I'm going to get a motherfucking check. A big check. Now, I'm just reading this dictionary. There's what's known as a lizard, one of various reptiles, usually with an elongated scale body, 4 legs, and a tapering tail. And then there's what's called a loan, money lent with interest to be repaid, sometimes borrowed for temporary use to lend. You know, for all the lizards you've been putting your assholes for the last 20 years, do you know what kind of lizard you were sticking in your ass? Because a bunch of lizarded assholes think that I have to have a job to have my rights enforced. I don't. They thought that I had to do what they say, but I don't. You're the stupid fucks that violated the law 6 years ago. You know, I had made mention that you can get what's called lawsuit financing. I am almost absolutely sure that as soon as I'm able to speak to any legal firm that wants to represent me, they would lend me innumerable amounts of money. Now, when you're talking $100 billion to the state of Washington for fucking up the world, $40 billion to the state of California. If you stupid fuckers that are obstructing my rights and the rights of my sons because you think I gotta have a minimum wage job to move from this county when I've been victimized and they've been victimized for over 6 years because you didn't protect the rights of their father, you forget how much fucking money I'm going to have. A lot of these law firms, they make short-term loans. small amount of interest considering the size of the lawsuits. Now, why don't you go ahead and enforce the laws of the United States? You give me my sons, just send me an email or call me on my Wi-Fi phone. You give me a big fat fucking check. And then we're going to leave the state for a 5-star residence while I talk to attorneys and they sue the fucking guts out of every individual that has the legal liability for the enforcement of the law. Now, I know you're a real bitch, but I just want you to be sure that understand I'm the victim and my sons are the victim. Marilyn and her kids are the victim. And this fucking state is fucked over everybody with their intention that I have to have a job to be able to move with my sons. I don't. I'm guaranteed victims' resources. I know I can borrow enough money to move. So if you wanted to get your shit off my family, I'd like to have my sons, okay? So I don't know who the fuck you are, but you can get the fuck out of my life, okay? Now give me that fat fucking check, you bitch!